Empire, 990 BYO, 743. The first batch of Titan shifters are really feeling their new strength, so they start waging war on the powers that be, namely the nation of Marley. With their Titan powers, the Eldians easily kick Marley's butt and establish the Eldian Empire, which will last for nearly 1,800 years and grow to encompass the entire continent. Of course, large-scale conquest comes at a massive cost. The Eldians campaign claims countless lives and steamrolls entire cultures. The Great Titans found this Paradise, 743.
I remember
they've
this
got
now.
all 9 freaking Titan shifters in addition to normal Titans. Eldia is unstoppable. But the greatest threat to the Empire comes from within, in the form of infighting amongst its nobles. By the time Carl Fritz becomes king in 743, the other 8 shifter houses are squabbling amongst themselves, probably just because everyone got bored with being the best. But Carl has another problem. He feels super guilty about how Eldia is responsible for killing like 3 times the world population. Understandably so. So he decides to let Elda die. There's more to this, but we haven't gotten there yet. In any case, so begins the Great Titan War. It starts out as a civil war between the Eldian nobility, but of course, the Marleyans see their chance and take it. Carl straight up refuses to fight, so Marley topples Eldia and usurps 7 of the 9 Titan shifters. Carl and a bunch of his subjects flee to an island called Paradise, and Carl immediately gets busy. He uses the founding Titan's hardening to make 3 gigantic walls. Maria on the outside, Rose in the middle, and Sheena as the innermost wall. Inside Wall Sheena is the new version of the Eldian capital, Mitras. The founding Titan's abilities also enable Carl to make all of his subjects forget everything that happened before they settled inside the walls. He and his inner circle feed the public a bogus story that Titans simply appeared in 743 and eradicated the rest of the human race, forcing the remaining population to take shelter behind the walls. On top of all that, he makes a vow to never go to war and instills it in the inherited memories of the founding Titan. That way, every inheritor after him will continue to stay on Paradise Island and not tell the populace about Eldia's past. Oh, and he also changed the royal name from Fritz to Reese, and appoints a fake king to the throne as Reese's rule from the shadows. It's the perfect plan, but too bad the nobles are immune to that trick anyway. When one particular family, the Ackermans, turn their backs on the royal family, they are viciously persecuted. Cult of Ymir disbanded, 785. When King Fritz left, a number of Eldians remained in Marley, and life hasn't been great for them ever since. They're relegated to an Eldian internment zone, forced to wear armbands and taught to be ashamed of their heritage. Some of these Eldians formed secret underground societies and cults to stay in touch with their Eldian-ness. The head of one such cult takes a nameless Eldian orphan from the streets, names her Ymir Fritz, and presents her to his cult as the heiress of the royal line. The cult worships her for about 5 years until the Marleyans find out and send them all to Paradise. But they're hardly the only ones. The Marleyans would take criminalized Eldians to the perimeter of Paradise, inject them with Titan spinal fluid, and kick them off the wall as they transform. The Eldians would transform into mindless Titans, doomed to wander, or maybe even reach the city walls and eat their own people. Vertical maneuvering equipment embedded, around 810. The Society of Paradise reaches industrial age technology despite the fact that they're pretty much from scratch. They got cannons and factories and a printing.
That's a lot of stuff.
Okay. Marley's got the upper hand with photographs and blimps, but Paradise has its own special invention, 3D maneuvering gear. Soldiers use these contraptions to grab onto vertical surfaces and swing around like steampunk Spider-Men. Or Spider-Mans. Anyways, it's perfect for outmaneuvering Titans. The equipment also features blades made of ultra steel, which is excellent for cutting Titan flesh.
Okay, well, that's
3D
new, I guess.
maneuvering gear is standard for the Paradise military and its 3 branches. The scouts explore beyond the walls. The garrison guards work the perimeter of the walls, and the military police hide behind the walls
all these
while
people.
everyone else does all the work. The blimp incident, 817. One fateful day,
Look at all these fishes.
Young Eldian siblings, Grisha and Faye Yeager, sneak outside of the Eldian internment zone because they want to see blimps take off. Some guards find them and they beat the snot out of Grisha and kill Faye. The Marleyan military orders Grisha's father to re-educate his son on their ancestors' shameful criminal history, but Grisha is on the verge of cracking. Still, he bites his tongue and becomes a doctor. Grisha joins the Eldian Restorationists, 824. When Grisha learns that those guards fed his sister to dogs, he joins the Eldian Restorationists in their goal to overthrow Marley and this side of the ocean. A year later, Grisha and Dinah get married and have a bouncing baby boy, Zeke. Ori Reese becomes king. Kenny Ackerman adopts Levi Ackerman. Meanwhile, back in Paradise, the Reeses continue to pass the founding titan down from one generation to the next. And because the founding titan is now overrun by the will of the so-called first king, every ruler has a very similar pacifist vibe. In 829, Uri Reese marries the founding titan. Uri has a run-in with a young whippersnapper named Kenny Ackerman. Kenny's there to kill him, but in a twist that surprises literally everyone present, Uri apologizes. That gesture earns Kenny's respect, so he agrees to work for Uri, thus ending the persecution of the Ackermans. Shortly after that, Kenny Ackerman goes to visit his sister Kuchel in the underground, a seedy, hidden city underneath the Sheena district. Since the Ackermans had fallen on such hard times, Kuchel had been working as a prostitute. When Kenny finds her, she's long dead, and her son Levi isn't far off. Kenny takes young Levi under his wing until the kid can get by on his own in the underground. Oh, and he never tells them that they're related, or the truth of Levi's ancestry. Erwin Smith's father is killed around 8:30. Lots of people accept their lives as they are thanks to King Fritz's hoax. But there's always some who dig deeper. One child, Erwin Smith, has the gall to ask in school one day why humanity doesn't remember anything. His father happens to be his teacher, and when they get home, he explains it is, indeed, super fishy, and the royal government is totally BSing everyone. The next day, Erwin tells his friends about his fascinating theory, but the military police overhear him. His father dies in an accident hours later. Erwin eventually joins the Survey Corps, driven to prove his father was right all along. That same year, Marley announces their new warrior program. Eldian children would become vessels for the shifters that Marley actually has in their possession. Military weaponry around the world is advancing, and Marley is struggling to keep up with resources. Paradise just